Well, tonight, part 3 of The Coaches, our exclusive interview with Bucs head coach Raheem Morris, Lightning head coach Guy Boucher, and Rays manager Joe Maddon. Now, we've covered coaching style and confidence, but what about finding team leaders? And how do you handle your team following a loss that might have been the coach's fault? What is a leader to you?
Well, first of all, it's action. Leadership is action. I mean, sometimes you get a president of a company who's not really the leader of that company. And you sit around a table and you'll know pretty quick who's the leader. It's not a title, it's not a status, it's action. I find that through the years, sometimes we mistake both, you know, because you have status or title, you're going to be the leader. Well, it's the guy who makes the actions day in, day out that represent leadership. Ultimately, it's something you learn along the way, and it's those actions that you're gonna, they necessitate courage, because it's not easy. You know, it's when things go well, it's easy to be a leader, it's easy to do things well. But when things don't go very well, then you see which guys make the right actions and which guys don't have the courage to do so.
If you make a mistake in a game and you know it, what behind the closed doors, the stuff you don't tell us, what do you do?
You know, for me, you know, it's always easiest for me to talk to my team and to let those guys know when I feel accountable for something, or when they're accountable for something. You know, I think brutal honesty is something that I've always followed. These guys mentioned not riding the emotional roller coaster. I always use terms like that, and they kind of get all my cliches and what I'm talking about, and we refuse to do that. You know, but the only thing that you can control, you know, once that happened, kind of what Coach was just talking about, is your environment. And I'm always going to make my environment, the next time we prepare, the next time we go out and play, that other thing would happen, whatever the case may be, whatever it was, it's gone, it's eliminated. We moved on to the next one.
See, I think it's important that you wear it. Last year we were playing the Yankees in the new Yankee Stadium, and I talked to Hickey, as our pitching coach, Jim Hickey, and I really thought I had told him to get Randy Cho warmed up. So I'm ready to make my move, and I run out to the mound. I signal for the left-hander, and all of a sudden, here comes Grant Balfour out to the mound. And the umpire, I called the umpire. I said, listen, ask for the left-hander. He said, I signaled for the left-hander. And then Grant said to me in his Australian accent that I was the only guy warming up. And I said, okay. So obviously there's a little breakdown in communication here. So Grant comes in, proceeds to give up a 2 or 3 run home run that really turned the game around. But immediately after the game, I thought it was my responsibility to say right there, I screwed up. And I think if the moment you say, I screwed up, everything goes away. If you want to try to tap dance around issues or throw somebody else under the bus, that really cuts at the fabric of your leadership.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Same thing.
I'm all in. I've already done it. I think we all have.
But standing on the mound at the new Yankee Stadium, and you're expecting Randy, and here comes Grant with his Australian stuff, and I knew it wasn't that.
Well, we love Grant Balfour, though. We miss him. Don't forget, TBO.com. Search 3 coaches if you happen to miss any of these parts. And it's getting good. Tomorrow night, we're going to talk about the young stars, Josh Freeman, Steven Stamkos, Evan Longoria. And then Friday, the fans. What do these coaches think of the fans?
And you don't have to be a coach or a manager of a sports team to take their philosophies and apply them to whatever it is you're doing in life.
Make a mistake, just own it.
Own up to it.
Just own it, and you'd be surprised how quickly it goes away.
Yeah, it really will, a lot faster. All right, thanks.
And we'll take a break and be right back.